I need new music.
This is the JJO Discover New Music Podcast.
All righty, welcome to another edition of Discover New Music, and I tell you what, very excited to have our guest with us today. You know him as the lead singer, growler, screamer, master of ceremonies, if you will, from Killswitch Engage, Mr. Jesse Leach. Jesse, how are you, my friend?
I'm well, thank you. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Good to talk new music. Great to talk new music from Killswitch Engage. The latest album, This Consequence, just dropped on February 21st. Album number 9. And the first album, Jesse, since 2019's Atonement, 5.5 years, which is the longest time frame between albums for you guys throughout the long history of Killswitch. What made now the right time for This Consequence?
I think the timing is perfect. It just feels like the world is in a state now where I feel like extreme music, metal music, has a real place in it. There's a lot of people who are frustrated and anxious, and this type of music is therapeutic. So to me, it's great. The gap too was, admittedly working hard on the record, but also the pandemic took it out of us.
Right.
Like during that time, it wasn't a very creative time for any of us. So, it just happened to work out in such a way where it's dropping to me at a perfect time.
And I know everyone, myself included, is excited that the time is now and getting this latest Killswitch work. If you don't mind, I want to kind of touch on that, because one thing I've tried to avoid is with a lot of this new music that's come out in the last year and a half, 2 years, going down that rabbit hole of, was this a pandemic record? Was this inspired by the pandemic? You said that it was, not saying you weren't working. I'm sure you guys are always in this creative space, but it was a less creative time for you. Did the band maybe take a step back? Did you guys have a hard time finding, I guess, maybe talk about that kind of mindset and what then led us to here?
Yeah, I think, for us, it was, we had just finished putting out our other record, Atonement, and being shut down 3 days into the tour. So when you put that much effort into a creative project and then nothing happens, I had no creativity because I'd put everything into that record. Yeah. And my mindset was like, now we're going to go on tour. So when the pandemic hit, at first it was like, oh, we get a nice break. This is crazy. We haven't had a break in a long time. And then it turned into like, wow, are we ever going to do this again?
Right.
But I think for me, it was a very meditative, sort of self-reflective time where creativity kind of took, especially with music, just kind of took a side seat to me, sort of like going deep within myself and like, who am I without this band?
Yeah.
And that was definitely a huge question in my mind. But, coming out of it and a lot of the thoughts that I had that stayed with me, this album helped me process that. It helped me filter out a lot of my frustrations and my anger. And I think that's what metal music and hardcore music should be. It's therapy for people who just have pent up
that catharsis that is the metal, hard rock, whatever genre that we're in. Was it God, without sounding cheesy, how do I word this? A rebirth getting into this record? Was it finding yourself again in when you were ready to start creating with the band, ready to start writing? Was it hard to kind of shake the cobwebs off? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I felt like I shed layers of my soul for sure. Okay. Going into it, I feel like I didn't really have the voice that I eventually discovered. Mm-hmm. It was kind of a false start. We ended up throwing away like 6 or 7 of my demos. Wow. Because I think I just had to tap into that frustration that I keep bringing up, because I think I suppressed it a lot. And I'm sure a lot of us went through weird frames of mind during the pandemic. I think for me, it was getting back in touch with that. The reason why I even started doing this in the first place is because I wanted to have a voice for the voiceless. I wanted to speak about the problems of the world. I wanted to put it all out there. And I think when I started this album, it just felt like I didn't know what to say. I was still kind of numb about it. But through that process, I was able to tap back into that spirit, that revolutionary, wanting to shake up the status quo and have people think for themselves and deliver a message that hopefully will help people,
Yeah. I love it, man. Well, again, this Consequence, it's out now. 9th studio album from Killswitch as we celebrate 25 years of the band. And I'll get into that in a little bit because I have my Masterpiece Theater question for you as we near the end of this. But as we focus on this album, do you have a favorite track? Is there a track that really speaks to you on this record?
I mean, all of them really, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like it really does work cohesively as a record. But I think the standout track I keep bringing up because I just feel like it's so different for us is a song called Broken Glass. It's a very brief song. It's very heavy. It's very angry. And it's a song about abuse, which I think a lot of people can relate to. Abusive relationships destroy people. And this song is from the perspective of the person being abused. Mm-hmm. And it's written in such a way where I don't really give you the whole story, but you can see that some revenge has happened. So it's it's almost like taking a book and ripping out a couple of chapters and giving it, and you sort of like can fill in the blanks, but it's a very angry, pissed off song. And I think for us, it's so different. A lot of Killswitch songs have a positive message. There's melody. We have a sound. This kind of really steps away from that a little bit. And I'm really proud of that. I think, for me as an artist, it's nice to push a little bit and go in different directions. Yeah.
Oh, and I think too, you guys, in having that freedom, the years you've done this, you've earned that right to take those chances and everything, but also, staying true to the Killswitch sound that everyone has, loved for generations now, a generational band. With this album, how would a fan approach this one? Would they listen to it and go, "Oh, that's old Killswitch," or "That's kind of Killswitch 10 years ago"? And how did you guys get the sound in there? What Killswitch sound did you go with?
I think it's a mixture of all of the stuff that we've done, and even hints of some new stuff. But fans do. I've already heard it already. The people are hearing some of the earlier Killswitch in this, and I think that's probably just because it's fast and angry. We didn't sort of, as we've gotten older, we didn't slow down. And I think it was important for us, especially on this record, to just show people we still got it. And, I don't think it was intentional. I think the songwriting and the music, especially those guys, we do what we do. Yeah. And it came out the way that it did. But for me, I'm excited. We all love heavy music. Yeah. I'm a huge death metal fan as well. So it's fun to sort of like put in elements of those types of music that we love. And also, again, just showing people that we're not slowing down in our older age.
I love that. It's always as the aging rock star, the battle you have to constantly fight is, can my joints hold up for an entire tour on this one if we're going hard the whole time? But I'm happy to find out that Killswitch, you have not taken the foot off the gas even with this latest record. That's good news, Jesse. That's good.
Yeah. You just have to do it more healthy these days.
Yeah, right.
A little less drinking, more spring water and yoga and all that stuff.
More meditative and golf instead of all nights drinking and whatever else we were doing back then. I love it. Well, again, it's out now. This Consequence from Killswitch. I like this because especially for people who have been exposed to Killswitch for so long, and I asked this question, it doesn't work so well for newer bands, maybe on their second record or anything like that, but for you guys, seasoned veterans, is there any maybe surprises, not only for the listeners, but for you guys on this record that maybe were like, oh, that's all right, that's interesting, that's new?
Yeah, I think with the help of Adam, who's just, my right-hand man when it comes to my vocals, because we've worked together not just with Killswitch, but with our project Times of Grace. We just have this synergy together. And he was really able to get a vocal performance out of me that I don't think I've ever delivered on a Killswitch record. Wow. I think some of the screaming on this is the most intense that I've done. It's the first Killswitch record where I actually do some death metal growling. So he really did push me performance-wise, and all of those guys pushed me lyric-wise to really step up my game and come up with some fresh words and topics, because when you've made so many records together, it's easy to repeat yourself. It's easy to sort of like default into what you're used to writing about. Right. And those guys really didn't allow me to do that. So it was all those guys pushing me to be a better performer. So I have to give those guys full credit for, my vocal performance and the lyrics on this record. And I feel that's definitely for me a standout.
I love it, man. And that's really cool. And especially coming from you, the guy doing it, surprising yourself. I think that's just going to be even a bigger treat for the listeners out there when they check this out. Well, and again, just so excited when the news, obviously you guys doing it, came out, and then I knew I was talking with you, just giddy with excitement. I think, and that is seen around the music world with new Killswitch. So again, congrats, guys. That's just awesome, and leads me into my final part here. Now that we got the important stuff out of the way and talking about this new record and how people can get it and see on the road, obviously hardworking band. You'll be out and about all summer long. We got a fun summer ahead with Killswitch. I mentioned 25 years and that milestone you guys celebrated in 2024, really. And as we get into 2025, but 25 years of Killswitch. So like I said, my masterpiece theater, my James Lipton question to you is, how are Killswitch 1999 and Killswitch 2025? How are you guys the same band, and how are you guys a different band?
Wow. Yeah, I would say if there's a sameness, we're still those kids from the Northeast that just love to play music and have a good time. It's evident when you see us live. There's no rock star ego going on there. There's a humility that stayed with us. I think it's inbred into the sort of Northeastern United States, hardworking, blue collar, sarcastic. We're still those guys. Yeah. And I love that about us. People meet us and they're sort of taken off guard that there's no punches pulled. We're just hanging out. Yeah. But different, I think that I've become more wise in my years. So I'm careful with the way that I carry myself. I'm careful with what I say. I'm a little more measured, and I think that comes with age. And being grateful too. I'm a lot more grateful for what I have, being able to travel the world and to meet all kinds of people, and to continue to do this after 25 years, to be part of a legacy that it's mind blowing, and it's just, my gratitude is great. All of us in this band, we're so grateful we still get to do it.
I love it, man. And now too, 25 years later, I don't want to hit on the fact that we're getting older, but I'm sure you've seen now, fathers out there with their kids, and the fathers who grew up listening to you and now they got their kids into it. Maybe even a few, grandfathers, grandmothers out there that are, exposing it to, the next generation of Killswitch Engage fans.
Yeah, no, we've got fans from all different ages. It's funny you mentioned grandma. We did have a fan who was, she didn't tell us her age, but I'm going to guess probably late 70s.
Love it.
And she was like a super fan. Like she knew our lyrics. It wasn't fake. Yeah. And she handed us a big bag of weed. Yeah. So it was like, what is life right now? This is wild. This lady is just like, she is a legit fan.
I love it.
Handing us drugs.
Right. And she started listening to you at the ripe old age of 50 years old. That was great. 55.
It's a blessing, dude. It's like the fact that people have raised their kids on us, and you meet a kid who's like, I've been listening to you since I was a baby. That's mind blowing. Yeah,
I love it. Well, I'm just so excited for you guys. Excited for the fans. This Consequence out now. Killswitch Engage. Go check it out. And then, of course, like I said, a busy summer for you guys as you go out supporting this one. Well, now, Jesse, that the important stuff is done. Let's get to it. Rapid fire. I do this with everyone. There's no wrong answers. You just go with your gut. All right. And we're going to start simple. Sneakers or sandals?
Sneakers.
Billy Ocean or Billy Idol?
Billy Idol.
Oh, wow, that was quick. There's always some I love Caribbean Queen, but man, I don't know. That's okay. But Billy Idol all the way. All the way. New England clam chowder or a creamy tomato bisque?
Clam chowder.
Would you rather see Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster?
Bigfoot.
Have you, side question, ever felt like you've had a Bigfoot? You guys spend a lot of time on the road, in the van, in the tour bus. Did you ever feel like you've had a Bigfoot encounter or close to? Yo, really?
Oh, yeah.
So for anyone just listening right now, you can't see the look on Jesse's face. There is this whimsical, childlike excitement that is glowing in his eyes. He's got this glint. Let's see. Oh, are you, he just held up, by the way, everyone, for just listening, held up a mug with Bigfoot. This might have to be a conversation for another day. Maybe we'll put a pin in this and we'll get deep into Bigfoot.
Do the research, people.
I love it. All right, final one, and this one is tough. This one is tougher. Would you rather take a Chuck Norris roundhouse at 100% power or a Mike Tyson punch at 50% power?
I'm gonna go with the punch because I know feet can deal a more powerful blow.
Yeah.
As a former fighter, I know that that's the case. So I'm going to go with the punch, even though I'm sure it's still devastating.
Yeah, either way, it's not good. But you're right. A Chuck Norris, a boot to the face, you're toast. You're toast.
For sure.
I love it. Thank you for humoring me. More importantly, thank you for talking new music. Again, Killswitch Engage, The Consequence. It's out now. Jesse, it's always a pleasure, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. And thanks to everybody out there.
Listen, rate, share, subscribe. Discover new music now at WJJO.com, in the JJO app, or wherever you get your podcasts. Brock has a new interview every Thursday evening between 6 and 7. 94.1 JJO.